What if a video game started to change real life? By the end of this story, you'll discover a moral you'll never forget. In a city where everything was gray and monotonous lived Flik, a curious boy who preferred the pixels of his console over real hugs. Flik spent hours playing Mirror World, a video game with a colorful universe where every action had immediate and strange consequences. One day, after defeating the final boss, a new character appeared, Vela, a glowing figure with wings made of code who spoke only in riddles. "You've beaten the game, but have you learned anything?" asked Vela. Flik didn't understand. He just wanted more levels, more enemies, more achievements. Suddenly, the console vibrated intensely and pulled Flik into the game. He woke up in a digital world, surrounded by floating code and living rules. There, he met Zork, a villain who didn't want to fight. His only wish was to rebuild his village, destroyed by selfish players like Flik. "This game isn't about winning," Zork explained. "It's about understanding." Flik hesitated. A game with no fights? Well, the enemy just wanted peace. The digital sky began to darken. Flik's decisions in the game had broken the balance. He only helped when he got something in return. Vela reappeared, serious. "The game responds to your heart. If you lie, the world shatters. If you help with honesty, it is restored." Flik decided to help Zork without expecting a reward. He gathered forgotten codes, repaired data homes, and patiently cleaned memory errors. With every generous act, the digital world grew brighter. The mountains floated again, and the bit trees bloomed. One day, Zork took him to the forest of values, where every tree bore a word: respect, empathy, responsibility, friendship. Flik touched the tree of empathy and was thrown into a secret level where he had to comfort a sad character, a younger version of himself. Little Flik cried in front of a blank screen. "I don't want to be alone," he said. The real Flik finally understood why he played so much. "You're not alone," he said, hugging his reflection. In that moment, the screen trembled and Vela appeared with a luminous smile. "You've unlocked the hardest level, knowing yourself," said Vela. "Now you can return, but the game will live on inside you." Flik opened his eyes in his room. The console was off, but something had changed. He felt like hugging, listening, sharing. At school, he started helping classmates without looking for points. He defended the weak. He even shared his favorite games. One day, he noticed the game's logo on his console had vanished. In its place was a single word: "Thank you." Flik ran to tell his grandmother. She looked at him with tenderness and said, "Video games teach, if you learn to listen beyond the noise." Flik began designing his own game, one where the right choices didn't give rewards, but beautiful stories and unforgettable moments. In his game, the final boss wasn't a monster, it was the ego, and it could only be defeated by helping others defeat theirs. Each time a player did good, the game world expanded and new adventures appeared, visible only to those with kind hearts. Flik no longer played to escape. He played to connect, to heal, to build. He knew fantasy could be a bridge to the real. Vela would appear from time to time, like a wink between lines of code. Sometimes, only her laughter could be heard like background music. Zork also lived in the game, now as a teacher of values. His mission: to guide new players without giving them all the answers. The game's success surprised everyone, but Flik just smiled. "It's not mine," he said. "I just copy what I learned in Mirror World." And so, every child who played it discovered something beyond fun, a version of themselves worth knowing and caring for. Moral: sometimes the most powerful games aren't the ones we win, but the ones that teach us how to be better people in real life. See you very soon with more magical stories that will make your imagination soar and touch your heart in every adventure.